Dear everyone, welcome again to our discussion table hosted by M2 Advisory. Last year, we started our discussion tables with business owners and consultants discussing our field of expertise and macroeconomic trends that we're seeing. So today I have my special guest. I'm very delighted to have you again on my show, discussing elements that we both are specialized in. So your leadership and your specialties is within leadership, communication, also price settings and budgeting. That's the finest part that we really when I have my strategy points, risk and financial management that we're going to discuss and have topics around it. And we're going to build it around three elements, three topics that what is the importance, obviously, having these elements into consideration, but also how to elevate, ways to elevate these elements, and also showcasing and implementing these elements within your organization. So that is the discussion that we would like to have today. And we're going just to focus on leadership finance today. So please, Cornelia, tell me, what is your opinion about it, and how do you value bringing this discussion and having the discussion today?
Thank you, Martin. I'm very delighted and I'm very honored to participate in the discussion table because the initiative which you did last year is extremely tremendous, because we need to share I feel the passion to share the knowledge and the expertise for the current war and for the current situation in people, because it's so needed. So especially right now when we are in the transformation period and creating the new leadership, which is very embraced with the experience, with the inclusion as well, and also with the vision which we are having as well. So I'm very delighted and very happy to have that discussion with you. So.
Yes, and I'm really look forward to that. You already touched upon certain topics, and that is also all how we said, well, we need to have the discussion tables from our field of expertise. We see that new eras are arising, like new economies coming. So that is really asking and demanding new leadership. And from the strategy point of view, you need to be prepared to do so. So it's the combination of having leadership, new leadership, and also having your strategies in place. And then the element of finance, we both work from finance, we both have our a financial background. That is how you can sustain within the new organizations, within the new economies. And that is what we're going to touch upon during this session. Just those are the main elements that we're going to discuss. So let me just see and tell and just tell my audience, having your background in finance, what to you is very important for finance, taking from a leadership point of view, and then see how we can flow into the elements of strategy and try to see whether we can maybe combine this to our audience.
Yeah, absolutely. Martin, you remember when we met some time ago, when we started exchanging the experience, it was obvious for us that we need to bring into the audience, especially what we are experiencing right now. Finance is the topic which people, they are having like a resistance, but they can tell a lot in terms of if we start digging deeper into that, especially once we start be familiar with the finance and some KPIs. We start understanding better what is happening in the business, and you are basically the expert from the risk management point of view, so you are mastering that one very well. But the thing is, having a good understanding, this is what we are trying to do as well, give our audience better perspective. The business leader doesn't have to be a business savvy, they don't have to study economy, but we are here to give them our expertise, our point of view, and especially if the current leadership, because now is emerging time when the current situation requiring the new leadership, the new leadership style in terms of communication, embracing the situation which is happening in the business. Very often, business needs to pivot. How to do that, how to secure organization in that aspect is very important. And this is playing the role in terms of leadership, and especially in finance, because you can agree with me as well that many teams in the organization, they're having their influence, but finance, especially the key ones, because those are the fuels, the engine to drive towards success, especially cash flow. I know we are going to going to touch about that one,
Yes.
but nevertheless. So let's dig deeper. But absolutely, finance is something which is very familiar to me, and especially having good understanding, having good communication with your peers, with your business partner, you can drive tremendous changes. And especially this, what I see with my session with people from the corporate, from the private industry as well. This is something which is very emerging, like I said, and sharing that expertise right now, it's a key, So let's dive and let's
Yes,
go
you
deep.
said it so beautifully, and you touched upon elements that I really would love to discuss and really love to dive deeper in this. You mentioned like having financial is it's just creating the awareness of financial literacy. It's not being too much into, but just understanding what is financial and why it's very important to understand your finance, especially now coming back from a period that we're overcoming, seeing that how the business has changed, but is this reflected within your financial statements? And from my perspective, has strategy, risk management, are those elements being integrated to such a level that your financial reporting is showing this? And unfortunately, we see that lots of business have been pivoting quite a lot, but not finding the right solution to report the same as they did before. Let's have, for example, in 2019. So I think it's a very good example, just seeing what happens within 2020, that we just had demand new leadership, taking a new approach, seeing how you're going to implement and just show people that having financial literacy is so important to understand what is your financial impact within a total period of time, not now but also within 5 years. So it's all about planning, it's all about taking your strategy into consideration. And I really would love to just you deeping much further in this, especially from the pricing and the budgeting point of view. Well, just
Mhm.
what is happening right now? Can you please tell a little bit more about that? I would love to hear that from your point of view.
Absolutely. I'm very happy to share. Recently, we have been discussing with our business partner one current situation, how they should tackle that one in terms of planning and also budgeting perspective. We know that the COVID pushed many companies into the difficult situation. If you look on the market right now, especially like plastic material, a lot of technology and electronic devices, they're increasing. What does it mean for the company? Well, they need to think about it. First of all, what is very important, this is what I was advising into my clients as well, you need to be very open, especially create the environment in the organization to talk about it. First of all, observe what is happening outside. Even if you look on the building property industry, you will see properties, they are going up, especially if you want to build something or renovate. So the prices, they are going high. And even if I was doing like my private shopping, just for a few renovations into my flat, they told me, Mrs. Cornelia, we can guarantee you the prices just for 24 hours. I said, what does it mean 24 hours? Like a private client. But imagine if you're a big corporate or you are running the business, then you need to immediately start looking on your supply chain. What is your demand? How you can secure the price negotiation for your industry. So if you have such a plan in place, first of all, observing the macroeconomic situation, translated that one into your current situation, how your business is operating, then you can start building a plan. So another examples which we start looking for it is, can we build a safety stock? You know what I mean? So buying something in advance, of course, if you are in the finance, you immediately will think how the impact is going to flow in my cash flow, because then we put the inventory on stock, yeah. But at the same time, we secure for a future period the P&L impact as well. So those are this kind of discussion which the leader, business owner, they need to first of all observe the market, and immediately discuss with the organization and create the plan B, C, or even D, to be able to get ready instead of be surprised. And of course, there's another element in terms of negotiating the payment terms, how our profit is coming, in terms of income perspective. So those are this kind of elements, Marlene, which I'm currently observing. And once again, if you are talking about the finance leader, they should be a business partner, basically, keeping the eyes open and at the same time alerting other people who are in the game, giving them this kind of awareness, especially like situation which I just mentioned, inventory, or sometimes it's needed to pivot it, to change it, go into the digitalization. You are expert on that, so I know you are very deeply in terms of digitalization part. But what does it mean? It's not only be on online business, having like e-commerce, but all about serving your clients in a remote phase. What does it mean? Sometimes you need to make an investment to build an environment for that. Yeah. Sometimes you need to maybe develop new way of services, or even invite the partners who are on the market. And the beauty for that is this is an extremely big chance for the startup, who are, first of all, very dynamic. So organization is pretty flat, just few people who are running it. But at the same time, the big organization, they can collaborate with them. That's why I see very big kind of synergy between entrepreneur and also big corporations. So those two, as a synergy, they can run very nicely. So without saying too much.
Yeah, you really powerfully articulated it, and it's just you took it from the umbrella that I really love. It's all about how is the strategy in place and what happens from a macroeconomic perspective. And like you mentioned in this, and I love that, and I also described this in my ebook and also in the methodology that I use with the 5 pillar framework in this. It's just how is the framework built in such a way? How is your organization built in such a way to cater and govern for an organization that is flexible, that is able to pivot quickly, and is able to understand what is needed from a data perspective. So how we put it into pillars, mentioning finance in this, but you also mentioned risk management, which is something that is what I advocate about. Risk management. You said if you see that markets are changing, what is your plan B or even your plan A, B, C to D? So that is all about risk management in just very um, uh, easy to understand words, not even talking about how to hedge your risk. That is obviously how to take it to a next level and also create a profit and revenues with this, but just only from a fundamental point of view. Am I capable in understanding what is happening, and how do I implement or mitigate this in such a level that I still remain profitable? And it
Mhm.
is all what it's all about. And what I really loved how you mentioned it is the synergy in working with startups and large companies, because quite often we think that those are two different worlds. But I
Yeah.
think we need to tell people that it's not a different world, it's just a different mind of governance and structure, and how it has been built within the life cycle of business. And that is the difference. But it all starts with this idea. It all starts with your strategic goals. It all starts with your mission and vision. How do you going to serve your clients, and how do I remain profitable in this? And if you integrate finance and risk management with this, you have sustainability and you have longevity. So this is beautifully how we discuss this in the element. And what I really loved is how you said how finance leaders and leadership should anticipate on this, and not just taking the data to and just understand but taking it to a next level. What does this understand within the strategic plans, or how do we need to go back to our core values, our core competence, and show and have everything in-house, that we're not dependent within the value chain.
Yeah.
That is also a topic that I would really love to discuss with you. But just going back to the leadership point in this, you discuss new leadership. Can you please also tell me more about how you combine this with communication skills? Because I think those are the soft skills that you need to combine. But we also need to have to embrace and to tell people. We know that finance people are not often being perceived as being very communicative.
Yeah.
But how can we bring that to a next level?
Absolutely, Marlene, you call a very important topic. And that's why we're having that discussion table, because finance people, they used to be the cold ones where they are living in their world, but now we need to bust that myth, and especially like you mentioned, and we even all as a leaders for the company, everything starts even from the self-development perspective, from the core values which you believe as an individual, and then is laying the foundation and as a next level into authentic leadership. Right now everybody talking about the authentic leadership, but if I ask myself, and if I did this diligent, then the answer is everything starts with yourself, what you believe, what you want to treat, and how you want to communicate my core values, in the sense of be respected and respecting the others. And then of course the mission vision come into the place. So let me respect in terms of finance perspective. So first of all, I would even start like a business partner, and like we mentioned, even further, those two words they are embracing. A few days ago, I had a very interesting discussion with another finance person, and what we absolutely really agree, what helps in that sense, and that's why we're having that discussion table, to bring that concept of the entrepreneurship mindset, because entrepreneurs, those are the people who used to take the risk more often than the other people. But there is very important trigger where we should put almost in the bracket. They are very guarded in terms of mindset, what they are believing, and that they are having persistent to go with that path which they believe. So that one is also giving you the, if you flip it around into the corporate world is very structured, very process driven. But if you package that one with the strong mindset thing, as an individual, that I'm respecting others, I want to be included, I want to put what I'm bringing into the table, know how the people look in terms of diversity, and accepting that fact, then the magic starts. Then people start be engaged and start create and going towards this goal, mission and vision, like you also mentioned in the pillars. That's why every foundation which we are laying down is basically starting with the core values of the individuals, me as a Cornelia, you as a Marlene, and also core values of the corporate or company which we are establishing. So once that one is aligned, then of course you are reaching the next level, which is authentic leadership, humble leadership. All definition is you are accepting others, you are accepting the differences with the respect, and also knowing that you are kind of student, you are still learning during the path. That's why the amazing results are created. That's why we are advocate for this type of new leadership. That's why we are calling this new type of leadership. Of course, mission, goal driven, but at the same time, packaging with the humanity. In a big scale, like a self development, self awareness, and that's why. If we start doing more often this self-awareness question as a human being, then I'm pretty sure, this is what I observe as well in my case, will be better leaders. We will be serving better for the company, for our co-workers, team members, and also for the bigger mission and vision people. That's why I highly believe, Marlene, and this is what I'm also doing. If we as a new leaders giving a space to um, entrepreneurship, to be accountable and trusting the people, then we can create tremendous results going for now in a small scale, in a local scale, and also on a global scale.
I fully
What would
agree.
Yeah.
Yes, you said it beautifully. I fully agree. I also see that is also what is needed from a perspective. You mentioned elements as diversity. You mentioned elements as being more communicative, but also going back to what is your way of presenting yourself, positioning yourself, and just understanding that you're taking people to a next level. And it is all about your entrepreneurial journey as such. So just taking it that from how am I within the world and how do would I would like to being perceived as your core values, and and then just redefine that within the organization and helping your people to a next level, taking them to a next level and creating an environment that's sustained with together, and just being better leaders in this, because people are serving you and you're also serving your people in this. So creating this leverage that you have, that you can discuss matters with each other, and not only taking from top down but also take everything into consideration. That is the new leadership that we're seeing, just in being working together with your people, encouraging them, creating environments that to their
uh,
best, that they can master their skills, and also having this mindset that it's not that I'm the leader, but we're doing this together. And that is what I see. And that is how and that is how the world is now evolving. Creating more partnerships. If you take it more further, not even just taken from one company, but if you will see the total macroeconomic trends, you see more collaborations, more strategic partnerships. All has to do with this mindset. All has to do with how can I survive? How can I work together and just take everyone positioning there and taking their talents to a next level. I really love that. Your final thoughts on this, if we were finalizing this discussion table for today.
well, the final thoughts would be you don't need to have authority to lead. So basically, you are enough. Know your core values, respect the others, and this is enough. You are enough. And this is very typical for the women, for instance, that they don't feeling sometimes enough or having that thoughts. No, we are enough. And if we say we are enough, this creates the authentic leadership aligned with our core values. And of course, I mean, that will be my final thought. I don't know what I should say more, but that will be my final sentence, saying you don't need to have authority to lead. The real leaders, they know themselves, which means they know their core values, they know how they operate, they know what they signed for and what they will never sacrifice for, like the rights, doing the right things. And when you are doing the right things, especially in the business. Doesn't have to be that you have to serve all your clients, to make them happy. No, sometimes maybe it's the chance that you have to step back and say no, because it's not aligned with my core values. That's why I'm not going to serve for you. Of course, there will be the others who will take your position, but I think this is right now, it's very important for this current changing times.
I love the mindset because it is all about just serving your client with quality and with full attention. And that is something that a new leadership and a new leader should embrace more, and understanding that this is what we're moving towards to. So I really love your final thoughts, and I would like to thank you for being on this discussion table today, and look really forward to have another discussion again with you, discussing these topics again. So please follow us on YouTube, and we'll be here next week. So hopefully you'll
Thank you.
join us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
See you soon. Talk to you.
Thank you.